Hello and welcome. We're doing Viper job quests, and yeah, let's get into it. Good to see you, yo. After a lot of asking around, I dug up some new leads on Ixoxamonjan, or at least I think I did. Wasn't easy though. At first, the only stories of interest were about Gridanian poachers dealing in so-called exotic meats. Juveniles, in other words, too young and too dead to be what we're after. That detour notwithstanding, there were a few other tidbits that might be useful. I got my own thoughts on the matter, but I want to hear yours too, alright? Much obliged. So I hear an adventurer came across a whole bunch of strikingly beautiful red feathers just outside of town. They ended up giving them to some kids who've been playing with them ever since. More to the point, there was talk of a huge beast with glowing blue eyes flying up towards a place called the Black Shroud. Red feathers, blue eyes, put the two together and it sounds an awful lot like Ixoxamonjan. Seems it's had enough of Thanalin and picked the Shroud as its new stamping ground, but what's your take on it all? We'd be fools not to look into it. Ah, I knew you'd agree. After the amount of mystery meat I had to sample just to squeeze information out of those butchers at the market, I'm glad it all paid off. As for our next move, I reckon we oughta take an airship to Gridania. From what I hear, a fellow by the name of Gavin over at Adder's Nest should be able to tell us more. I'll meet you there. How might I help? I'm after Terrell Vidura. I'm searching for this dangerous creature that's come over from another continent. I see. As it happens, I am aware of a beast that matches the description of this Exalzamajan. Our scouts spoke of its blue eyes and red wings, and of its aggressive nature leading it to attack anyone who dare approach. So it really is here in the Shroud, and up to no good already. Thankfully, there have been no deaths so far, but it's only a matter of time before a merchant or adventurer becomes first. I believe Exalzamajan came here in search of new territory. Danilin wasn't to its liking, and now it's testing out the Shroud. It would appear so. I'll tell the other adders that you are pursuing the beast, and to lend whatever assistance they can. I assume that's alright with you? Yes, sir. The more the merrier. Slaying the bastard's what matters, and I ain't too proud to accept help when it's offered. So where was it last seen? In the South Shroud. Once you get there, head for Quarry Mill and look for Lieutenant Golias. He's leading the search. don't believe we've had the pleasure. I gather you two are in pursuit of the creature. I'm guessing that's Lieutenant Golios, but who are those two? You must be Kashqua and Yo. The Adder's Nest sent word to expect you both. I'm Golios, the officer in charge of this operation. This is Innocent Stork, who's provided us with vital information. A merchant and her employee spied the beast on the way back from Molda. She's also taken the liberty of assembling a team of experts to assist in tracking the target. At no small expense, I might add, but compared to the losses of my business would suffer were the creature allowed to roam free, I deemed it a worthy investment. As our goals are aligned, perhaps you wish to join my experts in the field. If so, you'll find them near Roots Lake. I'm sure you'll get along swimmingly. Looks like we're late to the party. Let's go hear what they have to say. The fellow standing behind me, my bodyguard. One can never be too careful, particularly when traveling known trade routes. In light of Innocent Stork's considerable generosity, the Twin Matters have decided to let her exploits handle the primary search effort in our stead. My men and I will provide support by making inquiries around the settlement, sharing any new information we happen to acquire. Oh, there was an Aether right here the whole time. Oh well. I'd say we found our experts. Fresh meat for the hunt, eh? Order came down to let you tag along, but don't get underfoot. We're looking for signs of the creatures so our naturalists can predict its movements. We'll then lay traps where it's expected to appear. Got themselves a proper plan, don't they? Seeing as they're being so accommodating, we might as well join in the search. The dung appears to be that of an enormous beast, judging by its dry appearance and meter order it was executed some time ago. Literally shifting through shit. Recently disposed. Creatures bear the mark of enormous claws on their hindquarters, suggesting they were struck down as they attempted to flee. found me a few signs of activity. How about you? Corpses of grazing animals gouged by monstrous claws. Same here. The size and depth of the wounds are constant with how Ixoxamanjan hunts. And just like back in Tyrol, it's killing not just to eat, but also to mark its territory, to show anyone and everyone who's boss. There you are. Managed to sniff anything out? Yes, sir. Aside from a couple of dunghills, we got some dead wildlife. Most likely the work of Ixox Zimmeljan. I reckon it's close, somewhere north of the swamp. We came to the same conclusion. This predator makes no attempt to cover its tracks. Clearly it has survived so long by virtue of its immense proportions and its spite of its diminished intelligence. You got it all wrong. I left those tracks on purpose to see how we'd react. It left those tracks on purpose to see how we'd react. Are you saying the beast is testing us? That's absurd. The level of foresight and cunning required to even attempt to do so is far beyond these lesser beings. As for the corpses it left behind, those animals must not have been to its taste. I suggest using fresh cuts of prime livestock as bait. The bloodier the better. Once the creature has been enticed, surrounding him subduing it is but a formality. Hate to break it to you, but Exalt Zamerjan's way too clever to fall for that. You're gonna need every trick in the book and then some. Rest assured, I've considered every eventuality, and even if there was merit to your advice, I will not let it be said that our success was the product of anyone's genius but mine and mine alone. What difference does it make who came up with what? A monetary difference. Innocent Stork offers better rewards based on performance. Don't even think about trying to steal our thunder. We're the ones who will bring her Ixoc, whatever its name is, not you. Listen, we're trained to fight large predators like these. If you got any sense, you'll let us take the lead. And put our lives in the hands of complete strangers? I think not. There's no place in our strategy for you, so stand aside and await further instructions. Fine, have it your way. If you're half the hunters you think you are, Ixoc Zamajan's as good as dead, right? Come on, yo, let's leave him to it. Nothing good ever came from working with people you can't trust. Even I know that. Then it's decided. You two will wait at the southern end of the lower pass. Be ready to give chase in case the beast escapes us. Not that it will. A viper should be the one to finish off Ixoc Zamanjan, to properly avenge our brother in arms, but really, it doesn't matter who does the deed, as long as the beast dies. Awful quiet, don't you think? Ah! You hear that? That must be one of the hunting party. It came from the north. Let's move. It's bad. Real bad. Uh, I know it hurts, but please, tell us what happened. It was watching us. That fresh limb should draw the target out of hiding, though if I lace it with the toxin I brought, success is practically guaranteed. Toxin. We were explicitly told not to kill the beast, in case you'd forgotten. Of course not. It can be used as a sedative, highly potent, but only lethal if applied in excess. If you lack the stomach for it, I'll do it myself. Naturally, my personal contributions will be detailed in the final report, to ensure credit is given where credit is due. What the hell are you playing at? If it catches wind, the plan's ruined. Should we go after them? Nah, it'll only make things worse. If that bookworm wants to stick his neck out for a few gil more, I say let him. What? No. Ah. Yo. Gods have mercy. There it is. Stay calm. Nothing's changed except the bait. Now's our chance. Ah. They were screaming. I ran, but I could still hear. You were right. It knew. It knew. Karashwa, by the 12, what happened here? The hunters became the hunted. I shall see that their remains are recovered and the necessary rites performed. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to return to Quarry Mill and share these unfortunate tidings with innocent Stork. Even with the sedatives, they didn't stand a chance. If only I'd talked them out of it, this never would have happened. I'd anticipated casualties, but it was a massacre. Ixoxamajon's grown bolder. Before it only hunted animals, lone travelers, prey it knew it could handle with ease. Its past brushes with death taught it to be cautious. That's probably why it fled Tyrell in the first place, too. But it just outwitted a group of armed hunters. Instead of running away from trouble, the beast went looking for it. This was a sport, a game. It was having fun. And now it's had its taste, it's only gonna want more. My poor judgment invited this strategy. I make amends. Please allow me to assist you in pursuing this creature, even without a team of experts at my disposal. I believe my network of contacts will prove useful in gathering vital information. Understood. I place my faith in your abilities as Vipers. Appreciate it, ma'am. If you turn up any leads, be sure to let us know. I'd best return to Adder's nest and deliver my report. It's imperative we inform the populace of the threat posed by Ixoxamajon. Might I ask that you use Quarry Mill as your temporary base of operations? Knowing where to find you will make it easier to coordinate our efforts. Suits me fine. Besides, I got plenty to do here, like learn about this neck of the woods and the critters and whatnot. But while I have you, there's one thing I want to ask. How'd the twin adders get their name? I beg your pardon? What does that have to do with Ixoxamajon? Nothing really. It's just that us Viper Space are fighting hard on snakes, so they are near and dear to our hearts. Might even say we got a reverence for them. Is that so? I suppose we also feel a kinship towards snakes. The same twin adders comes from the pair of white snakes on the Grindania standard. Though the imagery predates the city-state's founding, there's more I could tell you, though. I fear other matters must take precedence. With history as long as that, we'd be here talking till the Pacas come home. I'd love to hear more about it, but I understand it'll have to wait. I'd best get to learning what I can about Ixoxamajon. While I see to that, maybe you ought to squeeze in some more training. Okay. That's gonna do it for this part of the video. But fear not, there is more to come. Okay. We are continuing. Oh, wait, my air conditioner's on. Hold on. I gotta mow the lawn today, but I have time for a half hour worth of video, I think. Anyway, we're in the middle of Viper job quests. Let's get to it. I had a bad feeling when I woke up this morning, and sure enough, ffxiv has struck again. Oh, that name. Goliath and Innocent Stork are trying to narrow down where it'll appear next based on the reports, but so far, they've come up empty. I hear Goliath is over at Falgard for float talking to witnesses. Let's go see what he's learned. Same as with innocent store hunters, I'm leaving the corpses where they lie uneaten, all to make a point. It's leaving. This is my claim, and you live or die by my pleasure. Ooh. Thank you for coming. I expect Shua has shared some details, but it's even worse than we thought. Ixoxamajan grows increasingly bold, with deadly consequences. For a blessing, the people remain calm, though we must act quickly to avoid widespread panic. The Adders have called upon anyone with information to share, and asked that they gather here. As we requested that any detail be reported. No matter how small. I see green text and it gives me no Vice chat flashbacks, I'm not gonna lie. I'm certain. As we requested, any detail will be reported, no matter how small we find ourselves somewhat intoxicated. I'm certain, however, that among the accounts are clues vital to locating our query. We can help with that. All we gotta do is ask folks around here what they've seen, right? Ah, yes, that would be most helpful. Perhaps you could start near the Aetherite, while Yo asks those over by the bobbing cork. I was passing through the North Shroud when I saw a frightful creature with immense red wings. It was a little too far away to see clearly, but it seemed to be battling a group of smaller beasts, which it promptly slaughtered before flying away. Is there an upstairs? There is an upstairs. Alright. While passing through, I heard that some fiend was on the rampage over in the East Shroud. I didn't think much of it at first, but when I saw all the people coming from that direction, it looks and the looks on their faces, I decided to stay put. Good thing I did too, or I might have died. I saw it flying over the central shroud. With each flap of his massive wings came a powerful wind, bearing the scent of blood, so noxious and suffocating it was all I could do not to vomit where I stood. Everyone's got a story to share, but nothing that seems to the point where Ixox Samajan might strike next. You do any better? Northeast and Central Shroud, huh? The full I asked, said it was in the south. I tell you, it must be trying to make the whole damn forest its territory. Hold on now. None of the guys that I talked to was in the East Shroud. Your witness heard the beast was on a rampage, but mine said he never saw Ixok Zamajan, even though they should have been there at the same time. That's worth looking into, don't you think? Blah. Reading. Alright, what will you say? You might be onto something there. I'm not saying this is the answer, but you never know where Terrell take you till you follow it. A trail will take you till you follow it. We gotta go chat up and that fella again. I'll take you to him. As I said before, I was traversing the East Shroud on errand when I heard what sounded like the flapping of enormous wings. A moment later, I saw a wounded animal charging through the brush. It was then I recalled the rumors of a monstrosity on the loose. Realized I was in danger and ran. So the critter was hurt but still able to make escape. But the only way it could have gotten away from Ixomajan is if the bastard chose to let it go. Meanwhile, our friend here was close enough to hear the wings flapping, yet lived to tell the tale. An adventurer traveling alone would have been easy pickings, so why Ixomajan spare him? One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 11. Besides running like my life depended on it, I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. But then again, one thing does spring to mind. I carry a portufeuille filled with Garabanian wild grass, an Alamegan custom. In any case, you're unaware. See, that's why you don't go to 11, you just go to 10. That's gotta be it. Goliath, wanna hear about this? Goliath will wanna hear about this. Gotta remember these characters have accents. Right. I'll just read them the best I can. I gotta clear my throat though, hold on. Could you wait here a moment? Keshua has asked me to verify a theory of his. I shan't be long. It's exactly as you'd surmise. Most of those who've seen Ixok Samajan and lived to tell the tale are Alamegan adventurers. I knew it. It's gotta be that fragrance. A lot of animals have a powerful sense of smell, and Ixolmajan's no exception. Which makes it that much more sensitive to orders that it doesn't care for. I reckon the beast can't stand the wild grass and those potpourris. It's a potent fragrance, a lot like another kind of grass we got back in Tural. Come to think of it, Exok Zamajan never went near anyone that grass was growing. If one's man's meat is another man's poison, perhaps the same can be said for aromas. Exactly, and now that we know what Ixomajan can't stomach, we can use this information to drive it where we want it. Then it would behoove me to share our discovery with Innocent Stork. Given the information and contacts at her disposal, I dare say she'll help us find a way to utilize the fragrance to its maximum potential. I dare say you're right. In the meantime, we'll head over to Garabania and pick up some wild grass. Yes, by all means. We must do everything in our power to avert further tragedy. Many of the adventurers gathered here are so terrified of encountering Exok-Zamajan that they're considering abandoning their profession entirely. Several are yet fledglings. If they had to contend with a foe far beyond their reckoning, they'd die before gaining enough experience to be considered adventurers. The thought of their bright futures being snatched away like that is almost more than I can bear. Wouldn't it be cool if this was like a random moving fate or something? Or just like he just was on the overworld in the game on time of release. Actually, I don't know if that's a terrible idea or a good idea. This is the very reason I joined the Twin Adders, to prevent such senseless deaths. Therefore, I humbly request your cooperation in slaying the direct Exok-Zamajan. No need. I had every intention of putting that bastard in the dirt. To the matter at hand, then. A few moments ago, one of the adventurers mentioned that the wild grass we seek grows abundantly at Pike Falls. Once you've collected enough, let us rendezvous at Quarry Mill. I must warn you, though, that Garabania is home to some particularly vicious wildlife. Be on your guard. turn the volume down on the TV. Yep. Okay, there we go. Oh shit. Can't say I expected that. That ought to do it. As much as I'd love to stick around and study the wildlife, we'd better go get back to Quarry Mill. Now we just need a way to diffuse the extract. Upon being informed of your plan to entrap Samajan, I came as quickly as I could. You've done well to gather so much wild grass. As promised, I called upon Innocent Stork to advise us on our next steps. I have placed an order with an alchemist's acquaintance for custom-made diffuser pouches, which we may employ to spread the aroma over a wide area while prolonging its potency. We will issue these pouches to Twin Adder, unless units tasked with driving the beast into an isolated location of our choosing. Anyway, from civilians and ideal spots for the final showdown, that's good thinking. Indeed, once the pouches have been produced, the beast is as good as ours. If I may, there is a further request I wish to make. Rather than slaying Samajan outright, would you instead be able to capture it alive? The better to understand its behavior, such knowledge will prove invaluable should predators of a similar nature trouble us in the future. That's a risk we can't afford to take, ma'am. Those hunters of yours tried baiting it with the grass laced with sedatives, but Ixmon Jaw saw right through their plan. It's demonstrated a degree of cunning to rival any man's. Even if we did capture it, it's only a matter of time before it escapes and kills again. There's only one way you can deal with a monstrosity like that. You slay it first chance you get. No half measures, no hesitation. Then we are left with no other choice. Pray forgive me for making such an ill suggestion. I shall abandon all thoughts of capturing the beast and instead turn my attention to the procurement of diffuser pouches. You will hear from me soon. She ought to know by now that we are what we're up against. Why even ask? She's got her own angle. angle. I need to type to guess folks' motivations. Wish she'd do us all a favor and just put her cards on the table. The rich and powerful are rarely so obliging. You got that right. But since the salt of the earth are speaking our minds, there's a fear in you. But what of what I can't tell? Guilt for your thoughts? Never know. I might be able to help. Well, after talking with those adventurers, I can't help but feel a little scared of Exo Zamajan, that's all. Anyway, I should return to Gridania to her make my report. Folks always saying one thing but meaning another. Just when I was starting to believe I'd gotten the hang of polite conversation. Ain't no forcing the issue, I know. If Goliath has something to say, he'll say it when he's good and ready. So now we gotta wait on those pouches, and who knows how long that'll be. I'll keep an eye on things here, so I recommend you get ready to face Exo-Zamajan by doing hunts endlessly until the end of time. Okay. I do have to move along. That's it for this video. 22 minutes. 23 minutes. Yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. As always, I very much appreciate it. Appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.